Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Scripture, Psalms 46 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear. As most of us would agree, we are living in troubling times with the outbreak of the coronavirus and the rampant and deliberate violence inflicted on communities of color. In recent days, we've all seen, heard, and read of the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, the shooting of Breonna Taylor, the use of the police by a white woman to threaten Christian Cooper, and most recently, Minneapolis police officers murdering George Floyd. But how should we, as Christians, be responding to this current situation? The psalmist suggests not in fear. But I will add to that and say, but in faith and with righteous agitation. Please indulge me for a moment today as the exhortation is a little longer than usual. And recall with me the account of Paul and Silas in jail in Acts when God sent an earthquake. I want to focus on the morning after the earthquake. Paul and Silas were told that the magistrates had released them and they could go in peace. But Paul and Silas did not walk away peacefully. Instead, Paul said, they have beaten us in public, uncondemned men who are Roman citizens, and have thrown us into prison. And now are they going to discharge us in secret? I don't think so. Let them come and escort us out themselves. Paul is agitated over the violation of his civil rights and calls for accountability of the magistrates for their actions. And we must do the same. The magistrates apologized and asked, but they also asked Paul and Silas to leave the city. However, before the apostles leave, they meet with the Christian community to encourage and admonish them in the gospel. Paul was not fearful of the powers that be, but he walked in faith. He realized, for in the gospel, the righteousness of God is revealed. So let me introduce you to George Floyd. Not the man we've seen captured from cell phone footage pinned on the ground by police, but the man who for decades was a mentor to a generation of young men and a person of peace, ushering ministries into the Houston's Third Ward. A man who spoke of breaking the cycle of violence he saw among young people and used his influence to bring outside ministries to the area to do discipleship and outreach, particularly in the housing project. A de facto community leader and elder statesman, as his ministry partners called him. According to another ministry interviewed by Christianity Today, George Floyd was a person of peace sent from the Lord that helped the gospel go forward in that neighborhood. His faith was a heart for the Third Ward that was radically changed by the gospel. And his mission was empowering other believers to be able to come in and push that gospel forward. George Floyd left a gospel legacy in Houston. His murder in Minneapolis left an indelible mark on the nation. We won't marginalize his death. We know that the gospel has the power to turn the table in justice. We should be outraged over the injustice, and people in positions of authority need to feel our anguish. But I ask the question again, how should we as Christians respond? Is it possible to be like Jesus, angry at injustice while demonstrating and calling for love? We can and should fight white supremacy and privilege, in part by loving ourselves, we who have been created in the image of God. We can and should envision practicing the weightier matters of justice, mercy, and faith. And we should look forward to God's ongoing work in the world and be at the forefront to thwart the evil, resist the government that compels it, and work within the law to help change it, because worldly power does not stifle the power of the gospel. George Floyd understood that. May his living nor his death be in vain, but incite us to be the change we want to see and help turn the table on injustice. Currently, We are mostly sheltered in place, relying on television and social media for the communication. But prayerfully, we will be able to get away from the screen soon and go beyond the videos and hashtags to join in solidarity, to be the catalyst for change in this country. Don't be silent. Let me exhort all of us today. God hears us first, and he reminds us, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Therefore, we will not fear.